ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं भरते कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। सा गुरवे सर्वलोकानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ॐ श्री परमात्मने नमः।
ॐ श्री
परमात्मने
नमः।
अथ त्रयोदशोऽध्यायः।
अथ त्रयोदशोऽध्यायः।
श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्लोक नंबर 28। समं सर्वेषु भूतेषु तिष्ठन्तं परमेश्वरम्
समं सर्वेषु भूतेषु तिष्ठन्तं परमेश्वरम्
विनश्यत्स्व विनश्यन्तं यः पश्यति स पश्यति
पश्यति
समं पश्यन् हि सर्वत्र समवस्थितमीश्वरम्
समं पश्यन् हि सर्वत्र समवस्थितमीश्वरम्
न हि नस्त्यात्मनात्मानं ततो याति परां गतिम्
न हि नस्त्यात्मनात्मानो याति
परां गतिम्।
प्रकृत्यैव च सर्वाणि क्रियमाणानि सर्वशः
प्रकृत्यैव च कर्माणि क्रियमाणानि सर्वशः
यः पश्यति तथात्मानमकर्तारं स पश्यति
यः
यः
पश्यति
पश्यति तत्तमानमकर्तारं
अकर्तारं
स
स
पश्यति.
पश्यति.
That was the last shloka we saw. From 28th shloka. In all the three shlokas, 28, 29, 30. The vision of the person who has the vision, the one who has a vision, that person is talked about. The knowledge of the vision of the person who has this knowledge. Atma Jnanam, Sarvatra Ishva Darshanam. That is described in these three shlokas. Samam Sarveshu Bhuteshu. This vision is unfolded. What is his vision? Samam Sarveshu, Sarveshu, Sarasteshu, Bhuteshu, Pranishu. Sarveshu Bhuteshu Ishvaraha Tishtati. Ishvaraha Kutra Asti. Sarvatra Asti Sarveshu Bhuteshu Pranishu Tishtati Ishvaraha. Vinashyati Degaha Nashyati Vinashyati. Kintu Atma na Vinashyati. Atmanaha Nashaha Nasti. अतः विनश्यत्सु देहेषु शरीरेषु अनित्येषु नित्यं परमेश्वरः यः नित्यः सः तिष्ठति अविनश्यन्तं परमेश्वरं अनित्येषु देहेषु प्राणिषु अविनश्यन्तं परमेश्वरम् अस्ति तिष्ठति अस्ति परमेश्वरः विनश्यत्सु शरीरेषु परमेश्वरः अविनश्यन्तं परमेश्वरं यः पश्यति विनश्यत्सु शरीरेषु परमेश्वरं यः पश्यति सः पश्यति यः जानाति सः जानाति यः पश्यति जानाति सः एव सम्यक् जानाति. The one who has a vision of Atma, one who has the vision pashyati is janati, one who knows, one who understands, one who sees Atma in all the Anatma Sharira. The Anatma Shariram is sustained by this Satya Atma. This Anatma doesn't have independent existence. It has a sustenance existence on Satya Atma. Satya Atma, Atma na vinashyati. Atmanaha nashaha na vidyate. Atma is neither born, neither gone. Shariram is born and Shariram will be gone. Na jayate mriyate va kadachit. Atma. What about Shariram? Shariraha asti jayate vardate viparimate apakshiyate vinashyati. Therefore, vinashyavat Shariram avinashi Atma. Yaha avinashiram parameshwaram vinashyatso sharireshu pashyati. The one who sees the non-changing, unchanging, indestructible Atma in this destructible Shariram, that person knows. Yaha pashyati, one who sees, that person pashyati saha janati. Yaha sarvatra samam pashyan, samam brahma ishwaram, samik avastitam ishwaram sarvatra yaha सर्वत्र समं पश्यन् यः पश्यन् अस्ति पश्यति न हिनस्ति अस्य आत्मना आत्मानं Na atmanaha anta bhavati. He will not be the destroyer of himself. The one who sees everywhere, samam is Brahma, Ishvara, Paramatma, Saha, Yaha, samam pashyan hi sarvatra, samavastitam Ishwaram, Saha, Yaha pashyati Saha na hinasti, Atmana Atmanam na hinasti. Hinasti, he doesn't kill oneself by oneself. It means he will not be subject to samsara again. Subjecting oneself to samsara again and again is killing. That is the destruction. That is committing suicide. Not knowing Atma is committing suicide. Atmaha, Atmanam Hanti. The language of Viveka Chudamani. So therefore, na hinasti. Atmanam na hinasti. Ityukte saham param gatim yati gacchati. He attains the highest state. Muktaha bhavati. Jivan eva. Therefore, yaha na janati saha hinasti. Atmanam hinasti. Saha yaha na pashyati sarvatra brahma सम्यक् अवस्थितम् ईश्वरं यः न पश्यति सः आत्मना आत्मानं हिनस्ति. He kills oneself by oneself. यः सर्वत्र समवस्थितम् ईश्वरं पश्यति सर्वेषु भूतेषु तिष्ठत्सु भूतेषु सर्वत्सु विनश्यत्सु भूतेषु यः ईश्वरं पश्यति सः न हिनस्ति. आत्मना आत्मानं न हिनस्ति. तस्य का स्थितिः परां गतिं याति. सा काष्ठा सा परागतिः. That moksha avastha, mokshakyam shantihi, naishtikim shantihi, iha eva prapnoti. Here itself he gains jivan muktaha bhavati, he gains moksha. That person has utilized this janma and this shariram, and he has become successful in gaining the knowledge of oneness with the Ishvara, and therefore becomes muktaha. Prakrutya eva sarvani kriyamanani sarvashaha. The shloka is similar to the shloka which we saw in the third chapter. Prakrutyehe kriyamanani gunaihi karmani sarvashaha. Ahankara vimudatma khartaram iti manyate. All the actions are performed by the gunas of the Prakriti. Prakrutya eva sarvani karmani kriyamanani sarvashaha bhavat. Sarvashaha sarvatra. By Prakriti alone karmani actions are performed. The one who sees that Prakriti performs karma na Atma. Atma is kutastaha asangaha, as we saw in the Bhashyam class. Kutastha asanga chidrupa atmanaha karmana sambhavati. Atma is avikriyaha. Avikriya atmanaha karmana sambhavati. Prakritehe eva karma sambhavatvat. Prakritya eva karmani kriyamanani bhavanti. Yaha pashyati yaha janati tata atmanam akartaram iti. Atma akarta iti yaha pashyati yaha janati yaha pashyati saha janati. The one who understands, who appreciates this fact, that person becomes free. Muktaha bhavati. How can Atma perform karma? To perform karma, Atma must be put together, must be endowed with parts, avayava. Atma is niravayavatvat, nityatvat. If it has avayava, then it becomes anitya. If it is anitya, it will have all these shadbhava, shadvikara. Atma is not born, not gone. By saying there is no birth, there is no death, all the other vikaras are also ruled out. And Atma is Niravayava Atma. Atma doesn't have Avayava. Yata Dadreshu Magragya Magotram Achakshtotram Dadapani Padam Nityam Vibham iti in Mundaka Upanishad. Ashabdam Asparsham Arupam Aviyam iti Katakopanishadi, Uttam. So therefore, Atma doesn't have parts, doesn't have indriyas. Therefore, it cannot do karma. Niravayavatvat. It is not put together, and it is nirgunam, nirguna Atma. Therefore, Prakriti alone in the presence of Atma, blessed by Atma, performs karma. So that karma is superimposed on Atma. That is why Atmanaha kartrutvam, Atmanaha kartrutvam, Bhranti Drishtya Sambhavati. That is why it is Bhranti Drishti. Atma doing karma is Bhranti Drishti. The Bhranti Drishti has to go. That is why Drishti Nivrittihi. That is why Pashyati, the word is used. That wrong cognition has to go. The wrong cognition is the wrong understanding. Therefore, you see it properly. The one who sees properly that Atma is not Karta. Atma is always Akarta. Atmanam Akartaram iti yaha pashyati, saha janati. Iti the vision of the person is beautifully unfolded in these shlokas. Now further in the following shloka 31, which we have to read. There also it is the same vision is presented. Let us read from 31. Yada bhuta pratak bhavamekastamanu pashyati.
यदा
यदा भूतपृथग्भावं
भूतपृथग्भावं
तत्तन्मध्येष्यति
अनुपश्यति
तत एव च विस्तारं ब्रह्म सम्पद्यते तदा.
तत
तत
एव
एव
च
च
विस्तारं ब्रह्म
विस्तारं
सम्पद्यते
सम्पद्यते
तदा
तदा
यदा पृथक् भूत पृथक् भावं भूतानां प्राणिनां स्थावरजङ्गमानां पृथक् भावं पृथक्त्वं. पृथक् भावं is पृथक्त्वं नानात्वं इत्यर्थः. Bhutas beings are many. Bhagavan said before, the one who sees Atma in all the beings means Atma is present in all the beings. Ishvara Sarvabhutanam Hriddhe Arjuna Tishtati. In the 18th chapter, again Bhagavan says. So that Atma, which is the one who sees the Atma as the same in all the beings. So it means that beings are separate from Atma. No, that understanding could come. If that understanding comes, then it will be Dvaita. So all the one who sees Atma in all the beings, when we say, therefore Atma is there and all the beings are there. Therefore beings are different from Atma. It means Dvaitam. Therefore, to show Advaitam, this Dvaitam, this Dvaitam has to be resolved in Advaitam. Therefore, Bhagavan says, the one who sees the duality of all the beings as having their being in Advaita Atma. It means these beings which are Dvaita have their being in Advaita Atma, means the Atma is one and the same and everything else have their being in Atma, means they are not separate from Atma. Everything else enjoys existence, which is the existence of that existence, Atma. It means everything is Nama Rupa. So everything enjoys existence due to Atma. So everything else, when we say other than Atma, they are Nama Rupa. When we analyze the Nama Rupa, it reduces to Sat Brahma Eva. Therefore, all beings have their being existence in this Atma. Therefore, Yata Bhuta pratak bhavam, bhutanam, nanatvam, ekastam, ekastam is ekasmin brahmani, stitam, avastitam. The nanatvam of all the bhuta is ekastam iti yaha anupashyati, anupashyati, anubhavati. It is his anupashyati, it is his vision. Anupashyati. Anupashyati, the word is important. Anu, the word is important. Anu is in keeping with the Shastra as unfolded by the Acharya. Therefore, Anu. He cannot enjoy this vision by himself. Therefore, it should be because it is Pramana involved. Therefore, it is taught by, presented by the teacher and Shastram. Therefore, Anupashyati. The word Anupashyati is important. Shastram Anupashyati. His vision is in keeping with the Shastram as unfolded by the Acharya of the tradition. So this Nanatva Bhutam, this Bhutam, the Bhutani, Nanatmaka Bhutani, Ekastam Brahmani, the Brahmani Stitam, Iti Pashyati, Anupashyati, Anubhavati, it is his perception. So all the beings, therefore, all the beings which which are there's many, all the beings, Pratak Bhavam, the different beings, all the beings, Stavara, Jangama, everything, they have their being in Brahma. Ekastam, ekasmin Brahmani stam tishtati iti. They enjoy their existence in that Brahma. It means they do not enjoy existence other than Brahma. They exist because of Brahma. Minus Brahma, they cannot exist. It means it is mithya. They do not enjoy separate existence. They are not independent. Brahma, independent. Then that which is dependent on Brahma, it is mithya. Therefore, everything else is mithya. Brahma Satyam, Jagan mithya. So therefore, that this Jagat, this Nanatmakam idam Jagat, instead of the word Jagat, Bhuta, the word is used. The Jagat, which is Charatmakam Jagat, Kutra Bhavati, Kutra Tishtati, Ekasmin Brahmani eva Tishtati. Iti yaha anupashyati, yaha janati, Shastrena, Guru Upadeshena, yaha janati, pashyati, anupashyati. And tataha eva, from that Brahma eva, tataha eva cha vistaram, tataha vistaram, tataha, tataha tasmad, Brahmana eva, vistaram is utpatti, the vikasam. From that Brahma alone, this Jagat has come. Therefore, tataha eva cha vistaram, tasmad, etasmad, atmanaha, akashaha sambhutaha, akashadvayuhu, vayoragnihi, agnerapah, adya prithvi, prithivya oshadayah, oshadibhyonnam, annad purushaha, Taittiriya Vakya. So from that Brahmatma alone, this Akasha, Vayu, all this Panchabhuta, then Bhautika, Prapancha, everything has come. Similarly, then Chandogya also similar Vakyam is there. Atma eva adastat, Atma eva uparishtat, Atma eva paschat, Atma purastat, Atma dakshinataha, Atma uttarataha, Atma eva idam sarvam, everything is Atma. So from that Atma, Brahma, this Vistaram, this Vikasam, this Utpattim, Avirbhavam, this Jagataha Avirbhavam Bhavati, Anupashyati, that what one who sees. So Brahma is the Karanam, Jagat Karanam. So Brahma alone, this Jagat, Namarupatmaka Jagat has come. Like from clay pots have come. Pots are nothing but Namarupa. Many pots, all have come from the same clay. Therefore, clay is the Karanam from which this Namarupatmaka Gataha Yataha Bhavanti Mridat Tadvat Brahmanaha Tataha Brahmanaha idam Jagat utpadyate. This jagat is born. Jagat jayate. Vistaram. So this Vakya is Taittiriya Upanishad Vakya is rephrased. Tasmad etasmad atmanaha akashaha sambhutaha. So tataha referring to Tasmaditi in Taittiriya Upanishad. From the Dharmatma, this Jagat, Akasha, Akashadvayu, all these are Bhuta, Bhautika, Prapancha. So therefore, this Vistaram, this Utpattihi, Vikasaha, Bhavati, Brahmanaha eva. Therefore, Brahma eva Sampadyate. So Yaha Brahma Sampadyate etavat, the one who understands Brahma Sampadyate. Brahma Sampadyate, Brahma eva Saha Yaha Pashyati, Saha Brahma Sampadyate. Yada this Nanatram Bhutam Ekastam Brahmani Anupashyati. Brahmanaha eva this Nanatma Bhutani Bhavanti Jayante iti Yada Pashyati Anupashyati Tada Brahma Sampadyate. Then he gains Brahma. Brahma Sampadyate means Brahma with Brahma eva Bhavati. Tasmin Kale eva Yada Tada. The one who sees that everything as its being in Brahma, and from Brahma eva everything has come, iti yaha anupashyati. The one who sees, who understands, yada pratak bhavam ekastam tataha eva vistaram anupashyati tada Brahma sampadyate saha. The Anvaya should be like that. When a person enjoys a vision of that everything as is being in Brahma, and from Brahma alone everything has come. When that vision happens, when the person gains that vision, then that person, Brahma Sampadyate, he gains Brahma. He gains Brahma means he knows Brahma. Knows Brahma is Brahma with Bhavati. Saha Brahma Sampadyate, Brahma Paramatma Sampadyate, Sampadyate iti Brahmavit bhavati iti artha. In Bhashyam Bhashyakara says, Brahma sampadyate Brahmaiva bhavati iti. Brahmavit Brahmaiva bhavati. Tasmin kale tada eva in that tasmin kale, that is jnana kale eva Brahmavit bhavati muktihi bhavati. That time itself, the person understand, yada jnana samakalam eva muktihi bhavati tasya. Moksham prapnoti. He becomes free. He becomes free from this samsara because he sees everything as Brahma. From Brahma alone, everything has come. Therefore, Brahmanaha anyata nasti. Brahma eva iti. Which includes Aham, of course. That Aham, Atma, therefore, the Tripati Veda is now resolved into Brahma. Ishvara, Jagat, Jiva. Jiva and Ishvara, Abhedaha. And Jagat, which accounts for the duality, now that also is reduced to Brahma because the Jagat doesn't exist separate, doesn't enjoy separate existence from Brahma. Therefore, the one who understands this, Saha, Tasmin Kala eva, that is Jnana Kala eva, tada is Tasmin Kala. Jnana Samakalam eva, Muktihi, Tasya Muktihi Bhavati. Saha Muktaha Bhavati. Saha Muktaha Bhavati. That is, he knows. That tada, the word is important because Shruti says, not he will become Brahma or become Muktaha later. Tada is Tasmin Kale eva Jivan eva. Jivan eva Muktaha Bhavati. So when a person is able to see this fact very clearly, then then he knows this, then he is free. He becomes Brahma. He becomes means he recognizes himself to be Brahma. So when this knowledge happens, he is free. Not that he will become free. Therefore, tada tasmin kale eva jnana samakalam eva muktaha bhavati. Therefore, Atma is idam sarvam Brahma, Atma, Brahmatma iti. And what about the Kshetra? The Kshetra, nothing is separate from Atma when we say. Then that what is obtained in all the bodies, everything, not separate from Atma, not separate from what is obtained. The Kshetra, the Brahma, the Advaita Chaitanyam, the Kshetra, that which is obtained in all the Kshetra, and nothing is separate from Atma. Do not enjoy existence separate from Atma. That which is obtained in all the Shariram is this Brahmatma. Then the Kshetra and Kshetrajna. It is Atma and Anatma. Then will not this Atma enjoy the limitations because of this association? The Kshetram is there, Kshetrajna is there. The Kshetrajna is Brahma Chaitanyam Atma. And Kshetra, which is Anatma. So Anatma has got Anatma Dharma. And Atma, which is Shuddha Chaitanya. Will not by association this Atma will enjoy or will incur the limitations of this Anatma, this Sharira Manasangata, if this question, if this doubt arises. For that, Bhagavan says, no, it will not, because the association is Mithya. Atma is Satya, and Anatma is Mithya. This Atma, Anatma, this association, this Sambandha is also Mithya. It can, that Sambandha, the association, if you take it to be a real, then you are samsari. The moment you understand it is Mithya, you are free, Muktaha. So therefore, Atma, do not enjoy the defects of the Sharira Manasangata. Atma do not enjoy Anatma Dharma. It is because Atma is Asangaha, it cannot have association with Anatma. The association is apparent, not real. That is what samsara is. That Bhagavan, he says, the next shloka, beautiful shloka. Anaditva nirgunhatvat paramatmayamavyayah.
अनादित्वान् निर्गुणत्वात् परमात्मायमव्ययः
परमात्मायमव्ययः
Sharirasthopi kaunteya na karoti na lipyate.
शरीरस्थोऽपि कौन्तेय
कौन्तेय
न
न
करोति न
करोति न
लिप्यते
लिप्यते
Anaditvat nirgunatvat paramatma ayam paramatma avyayah. Sharirasthopi sharire stitaha api tishtati. Sharireshu tishtati. Therefore sharirasthaha api ayam paramatma avyayah atma na karoti na lipyate. Atma is anadi. Anadi meaning adi na adi anadi. Anaditvat, nirgunatvat. So this Atma, which is Ayam Atma Avyayaha Paramatma, which is Adihi meaning Karanam. In fact, we can take it, if I can see from the other, the Avyayaha. This Atma, which is Paramatma, Paramatma is this Kshetrajnaha, this Purushaha, Pratyekatma. Paramcha Asovatma Paramatma. It is Sreshtaha, therefore Param. Sreshtaha Dehadibhyaha Sreshtaha Pratyekatma Purushaha. Saha Paramatma Sharirasthopi Prati Shariram Chitaha api Sharireshu Vartamanopi, who is obtained in all the Sharira. Saha Avyayaha iti. Avyayaha is na Vyayaha Avyayaha. Vyayaha is Nashaha. Nasharagitaha Avyayaha. So, therefore, Nasharagitaha, do not change, do not decline, Avyayaha. Na jayate, when there is no birth, therefore, na vyeti also. Vinashahapi nasti. Therefore, Janmana na jayate, Sharira Janmana na jayate. When Shariram is not there, then that Vinashena na vinashyati. Therefore, there is no change, changeless, Avyayaha. Vyayaha, this change generally is of two types. Vyayaha dvividaha bhavati. Swarupena va, Swarupena dharmena cha iti Vyayaha dvividaha bhavati. Swarupena Vyayaha, Swarupena Atmanaha Vyayaha Anaditvat. Anadi, Adihi is Karanam. So that Karana Ragitatvat. Because there is no Karanam, when does Atma begin? When does it born? There is no Karanam. Atma doesn't begin, doesn't have a beginning, doesn't start, doesn't have a Janma. Anarabhyatvat. Anaditvat. Therefore, Swarupena, it doesn't have Vyaya. That Vastu which is born, that alone will be subject to changes. Vyeti. Yaha, Yaha Jayate. Yat Vastu Jayate Adimat Bhavati. Adimat means it has got a beginning. Tata Vyeti. Yat Vastu Adimat Bhavati Tata Vyeti. Because Savayavatvat. Because it is born, therefore it has got Avayava, it is put together. Savayavatvat Tadvastu Surupena Vyeti. Like Gata Patadi, etc. Gata is born, Pata is born. All these are Adiman, Adimantaha. They have a beginning. Jayate, Adimat, they are all Adimantaha. Therefore, Adimat, Savayavatvat, Vyeti, Surupena Vyeti, subject to changes. What about Atma? I am Atma, Anadiman. Because it doesn't have Adihi, the Karanam, therefore doesn't have Avayava. Anadimatvat, Niravayavaha. Therefore, Gatapatadehe iva Surupataha Vyayaha Nasti. Therefore, like other objects, it do not undergo any declensions, any change. It doesn't decay. Other things are born. That Atma is not born. Other things have born, they have a beginning, they have a Karanam. Karanam Asti, therefore Jayate Adimatvam. So all the beings are nothing but a Karya. They are product. They have got a Karanam. So Anadi, when we say it has no cause. In fact, it is a cause of everything, the cause of the entire creation. Entire thing, it is causeless cause. The Chaitanya Atma. Therefore, it is Anadi. Anadiman. Anaditvat, therefore, there is no Avayava. Therefore, Swarupena Vyayaha Nasti Atmanaha. It cannot undergo any declension, any change. Dharmataha api na Vyayaha. In terms of Dharma also. Why? When it doesn't have Avayava, then doesn't have, you can say, Avayava Nasti. Then Avayava is there, then only it can be, each one, the Avayavas are there, then Gunas will be there. Therefore, Gunas are also not there. Nirgunatvat. Gunaha meaning Dharma. So there is no Dharma. So Nirdharmakatvat. It doesn't have any Guna. So therefore, Guna Vyayaha api Nasti. Like Prakriti, etc. They have got Gunas. So therefore, Vyeti, Prakriti Vyeti, subject to changes. But Atma is Nirgunaha. There is no Dharma. Therefore, Nirdharmakaha. So therefore, all these Gunaha, Dharmaha, Kshetrajnasya nasti, Atmanaha nasti. Therefore, nirgunam, nirgunatvat. So, anadimatva, nirgunatvat. This Atma, anadiman, nirgunavan Atma, which is Paramatma, Avyaya Atma, Sharirastha api, even though it is Sharire Vartamane api, Vartamanaha api, Sharire Tishtati. Tatapi Kartratvam na Ashrayati. It doesn't enjoy the status of being Karta. Therefore, na Karoti. Therefore, doesn't do. Because the Kartratvam, etc., it is a dharma of the Prakriti, not of the Atma. Prakritehe dharma vatvat, Kartratvam, not Atmanaha. Therefore, na Karoti. Atma cannot do. Atma doesn't do. When doesn't do karma, then Atma, then na lipyate also. Karma palehi, na lipyate, na samsprishyate. So therefore, karma not there, therefore karma palena, it is not touched by karma also. Karma abhavatvat, karma pala abhavaha api. This Atma which is obtained in the shariram, the body, where Atma can be recognized, upalabdhi sthanam. When we, generally when action is performed by the body, we think that Atma is performing the action. But that is the Bhranti, that is a mistake. Atma is Akarta. Nirgunatva, Dhanadimatva, Niravayavatva, Katam Kartrutva Sambhavati Atmanaha. Therefore, Atma cannot do any karma. Because it is obtained the body, seems to be performing the action, but it performs no action. When it doesn't perform any action, therefore it will not be touched by the results of the action also. So, therefore, na karoti akaranat karma palena api na lipyate. So, karta, yaha karta, saha eva karma palena lipyate. Yaha karta, saha karma palena na lipyate. The one who performs karma, that person alone will enjoy the results of action. That is an order, that is a law. When the Atma doesn't perform karma, then how can it enjoy karma pala? So therefore, karma akartuhu, karma pala lepa asambhavat. So yaha karma karoti, saha eva karma pala lipyate. Therefore, he kaunteya atma na karoti ataha karma palena na lipyate sharire vartamanaha api atma. Why? Because anaditvat, nirgunatvat, this ayam atma, abhyeha atma, na karoti, na lipyate. So to do karma, it must be a put together. It must be a put together means it is born, but atma is not born, anaditva. And similarly, to do, it must enjoy some dharma. Action is nothing but there is dharma vyavahara. There is dharma is there. Karma is there, and karma is transaction with the a thing having transaction with the other things. There is exchange of dharma, there is some effect of karma which is in the form of imparting or removing attributes, etc. That is, Atma doesn't have any guna. Therefore, by karma, what can accomplish? In karma not that. By karma, generally, what can be accomplished is something can be newly produced, something can be modified, so that something can be produced, something can be modified, something can be refined. That samskara. So utpadya, utpadya, something can be produced. Vikarya, something can be modified. That samskara, karma. Samskarya, something can be made purified. Purification can be done. So all these are accomplished by karma, but Atma doesn't. Atma is not produced. It cannot produce also, it being what it is. And it cannot undergo any samskara. It cannot be modified also. It cannot have vikara also. Vikara also not possible. So all these are not possible because it doesn't have guna, nirgunatvat. That Atma, when association with Prakriti, we call it is Saguna. That Sagunatvam is that there is no really guna transfer to the Atma. It is only a semblance of transfer of guna to the Atma. Sagunam Brahma iti. Atma is always Nirguna one. We give a name Sagunam Brahma, that is, with the perspective of this, the Upadhi Jagat, we say Sagunam Brahma. Atma is always Nirgunam Brahma. Doesn't become Sagunam Brahma. Upadhi Sagitam Brahma, Sagunam Brahma. And Upadhi is Mithya. Therefore, what is obtained is only Nirgunam Brahma eva, Atma eva. Therefore, ye kaunteya, yadyapi Atma Sharire Sthitaha Asti Tatapi Na Karoti. Then what performs action? This Prakriti alone performs action. If Prakriti performs action, Prakriti is Jada, how can it perform action? In the presence of Atma, Prakriti performs karma, performs action. But Atma doesn't perform. Like in the presence of, in fact, the Bhagavan is going to say by giving the Drishtanta, the sunlight, in the presence of light, every action takes place, but sunlight doesn't enjoy Kartrutvam. Similarly here also. So Sanidhya Matrena, it blesses the Prakriti, blessed by Atma, Prakriti performs karma. Prakriti itself cannot perform karma. It has dependency on the Satyatma. So therefore, Prakritiya eva kriyamanani karmani sarvashaha. And Atma is na karoti na lipyate. Then the next shloka is Bhagavan is going to give an illustration. How Atma karma na karoti ataha na lipyate katam drishtanta sagitam Bhagavata agrima shloke uchyate. Bhagavan gives a drishtanta. Let us read the next shloka. यथा सर्वगतं सौक्ष्म्यादाकाशं नोपलिप्यते
यथा
यथा सर्वगतं
आकाशं
सौक्ष्म्यादाकाशं
नोपलिप्यते
नोप्यते
सर्वत्रावस्थितो देहे तथात्मानोपलिप्यते
सर्वत्रावस्थितो देहो देहे
तथात्मानोपलिप्यते
तथात्मानोपलिप्यते
Atma, which is yata is jena prakarena yata, this Atma which is sarvagatam sarveshu bhuteshu gatam vyaptam praptam, this Atma which is sarvagatam, which is sukshma, sukshmyat, which is sukshmatvat, sukshmatvat. It is subtle. Subtle means it is anoraniyan mahato mahiyan, that Atma. Sukshmatvat. The closest example is Akasha. Sukshmiyat. Akashavat. So here Akasha Drishtanta is taken. Yata Sarvagatam Akasham Sukshmiyat na upalipyate. Tata Atma api. Akasha also Sarvagata. Atma also Sarvagata. But Akasha is Atma? No. But Akasha, because Akasha is born, therefore it is only a closest example. We cannot give an example as such for Atma. Yata Akashaha Sarvagataha Bhavati, Tata Atma api Sarvagataha Brahmatma api Sarvagatam Bhavati. Akashaha Akashasya Sukshmatvam asti. Brahmanaha api Sukshmatvam. So therefore, Akasha na Brahma. Akasha is the example. Akasha, that Vyoma, Yata Vyomnaha Sukshmatvam asti. Tadvat Akashasya. Yata Vyomnaha Tadvat Brahmanaha api. Yata the space Akasha is not touched by. It's not touched by anything. It's not touched by fire, not touched by Even the pollution, the pollution is for the vayu, for the air, not for the akasha. You cannot divide akasha. You cannot make the akasha limited. It is only a seeming limitation. You can create a pot, and walls of the pot can divide akasha as though, because akasha doesn't have any parts. It is niravayava. Niravayavaha akasha. Akasha niravaya. But akasha has got attributes. That is why it is not Brahma. Akasha has got his dharma. Shabda dharma. Shabda gunakam akasha. It doesn't have rupam. That is why it is all pervasive. That is why it is comparable to Atma. As Akasha is obtained everywhere, similarly, Atma is obtained everywhere. In all the states, it is not affected. In all the states of the mind or body, Atma is obtained. Whether mind is pleased or not, whether Raga Dvesha is there or not, body, whether it is with it is good health or not, or whatever may be the avastha, Jagrata avastha, Sapna avastha, Sushupti avastha, Atma is obtained in all the states and all the conditions of the mind, not affected by any of them. Like Akasha is not affected by anything, so too Atma also. Therefore, whether the mind is tranquil or whether the mind is disturbed, Atma still is. We don't have to dismiss the thoughts for Atma to reveal itself. Even when mind is disturbed, Atma is. The one who is able to appreciate that Atma in the disturbed mind, that is a big job that person knows. He can be a witness to the disturbance of the mind, at the same time can be with himself. Not because the disturbance of the mind is that is the dharma of the mind. Mind gets disturbed. The tranquility is not it's not the criteria for the Atma to be present. Atma is present whether the mind is disturbed or whether the mind is agitated or quiet. It is obtained in all the states, not affected by anything, not affected by Kala, not affected by Desha. In the presence of Pratyaya, the thought Atma is, the absence of also Atma is. So Atma is all the time. Therefore, all these things do not make any difference to Atma. Upadhi undergo changes. Atma doesn't undergo any change. Like Akasha, as Akasha is not touched by anything, so too, you can build buildings and you can cut the space. The space is not really cut. It is space being what it is. So why? Because sukshmatvam asti akashasya. Similarly, atmanaha api. Therefore, sarvatra avastito dehe. In whatever condition the deha dharma atma is na upalipyate. Atma is not Atma, kshetrajnaha, purushaha, na lipyate, deha dharmaihi, karmabihi na lipyate, sukha dukadibihi na na upasprishyate. And in Kathopanishad, in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, na lipyate karmana papakena, there's a vakyam is papakena, papena, punyena. So by punya and papa, na lipyate, but punya karma, papa karma, Atma is not touched, na lipyate, not tainted. So therefore, yata sarvagatam akasham na upalipyate, tata sarvatra avastitaha dege. Tata sarvatra avastita. Avastha is uttama avastha or adama avastha. Whatever may be the avastha. Whichever condition the dega may be, the body may be, the mind may be. Dega includes body, mind, senses, everything. Atma na upalipyate. Atma is never touched, tainted. न उपलिप्यते न संबध्यते इत्यर्थः. So therefore, the condition of the Atma do not depend on the condition of the Anatma Shariram. So therefore, Atma remains unaffected in spite of Upadhi, subject to different conditions, different changes. Therefore, Atma is changeless. Atma is Nityaha. There is no change. Na Vyeti. Nothing can touch. It cannot bring any change in anything. Na Karta Bhavati, na Karayita, and nothing also can make any big difference, make any difference. The Atma. It is not touched. Why? Because it is Asangaha. It is Adhishtanam. It is Asangaha. Because it is Satyam. That alone is. There is nothing second to it. Therefore, now Upalabhyate. If there is second thing, then Sambandha is possible. Second thing, enjoying the same status as that of the Atma is there, then there can be Sambandha. Sambandha possible. The Brahma alone is. Therefore, na upalipyate, na sambadhyate iti. I think we can stop here. This chapter I thought we'll do, but another 3 shlokas are the 2 shlokas. We'll see. We will see the 2 shlokas and the summary in the next class. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyai Stavaihi Vedai Sangapadakramopanisadaihi Yayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantam Navidusvara Suraganaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha Om Purnamadah Purnamidham Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Dhanyavadah.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಶರಣ್ಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಶರಣಜಿ.